Ich habe hier einen wunderbaren Interviewgast, während Michael hier runterkommt, Sam Ford. Nice to have you here.
Nice to be here.
What is your work about?
So I work on innovation in media organizations, frequently with newsrooms in particular. And a lot of that work is focused on, in the last couple of years, has been focused on the idea of slow innovation. And by the term slow innovation, I'm looking at the stuff newsrooms aren't already doing. It's not stuff that's easy to implement this quarter. Okay. It's about the stuff that might matter 2 years from now, 3 years from now, or that might be number 6 on your priority list. You never quite get around to them. How do you focus on some of those long-term questions?
Okay. What would you suggest is the best way for media companies to foster innovation?
So I think part of it is how do you plan for small, steady progress. So it's very easy to invest in a big experiment you're going to do this quarter, to try live streaming X, or we're going to use Snapchat to do Y, but those are often very quick turnaround. How do you do stuff that is neither fast nor big? That's going to be, let's look at this a little bit with a small team over a long period of time, because that's how you get to questions like the models of the future, some of these questions that really matter but are hard to, you're not going to tackle them in a quarter.
What does it need in terms of resource?
So I often argue to advocate for people to do things on as few resources as possible. So the worst thing you can have when you're focusing on slow innovation is too much visibility, too much budget, because you're often tackling things you don't quite know what things are going to look like 5 years from now. To get a huge budget could mean that you waste a lot of money if you're not careful.
How would you suggest could media companies change their mindset to become more innovative?
So I think a lot of it is, a lot of the more innovative companies are really good at focusing on this quick turnaround innovation. Fail fast, rapid prototyping, all these phrases that come from Silicon Valley. And that's great, but there's this whole other half of innovation that newsrooms aren't as good at, and that's often because of the demands of the quarter. So how do you put sustained teams and resources, not big teams, behind, okay, how do we think about the business model of the future? How do we think about bringing new audiences in? Some of these questions that are really important, but you're not going to solve them with a product that you can turn around in a month.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for your time, Sam Ford, to Slow Innovation Strategies.
Thank you.